Jay, you are so fucking nasty.
What did I do?
I just want to put it out here. Welcome back to Staring at the Ceiling, by the way. Jay spent the last 5 minutes trying to fart, and in the grossest way possible. I mean,
It was
like,
quite the ordeal.
seriously, you would think
Hey,
that we
no
had like,
proof, no
you would think there
evidence.
was like an elderly person on the other line, like trying to move, is what it sounded like. It was really sad,
Hey,
honestly.
no proof, no evidence, no
Uh,
buy.
Jay, are your bowel movements okay? Do we need to have a discussion?
Yeah, I pooped some pretty big turds. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Look, it's okay, Jay. Look, if we have to take you to the hospital and we have to like get you kind of checked out, just make sure everything's okay. It's fine. Don't worry. But
Oh, I got to get that,
anyways, boys, anything happen this week? Anything nice happen?
You read One Piece?
bro.
I was gonna save that, but I guess you're jumping right into that, aren't you?
I'm jumping right into it. We
I
cut
I
right to the chase.
I
Okay.
did start One Piece. I did, guys.
How
It
far did you get?
finally happened.
How far did you get?
One page.
One page. Excuse me?
Bro, this is gonna take forever.
Oh
Nah,
my god.
nah. I actually did read a little bit. I just finished Nami's introduction little arc thing. Her
Orange
her
Town.
chapters. Yeah, I just
Okay.
finished the stuff with that guy. So it's crazy. I literally read it like 5 minutes before the. I finished that 5 minutes before we started this podcast, and I've already forgotten the
Is it
clown guy's name. That's what's
Buggy?
crazy.
You
But
don't
Buggy.
forget
That's
the
right.
fucking goat's name.
Buggy.
Don't
Don't
forget the goat.
forget the goat's name. Okay. Buggy
Yeah.
the clown.
So yeah. So I finished that up, and it's okay. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anything crazy going on so far. It's definitely a shonen from the what late 90s is when it came out.
97.
It's
Yeah,
basically like 2000s.
definitely a
It,
shonen from the late 90s, early 2000s. That's for sure.
you just gotta keep reading. No, you just gotta keep reading. It starts
I
off
mean,
pretty
I
simple.
would assume, considering I've only gotten like what I think I'm on volume 3 now is where I'm at.
Yeah,
I
just had to
If you
check
ever,
in. Okay.
like I don't know. I'm gonna be real here. I'm a little real here. I'm reading it. Yar I'm reading it a little. So I'm not quite sure what volume I'm on. I think it's 3, but it's like
Hmm.
chapter 22 or something like that.
Yeah, I
so
don't
you
follow
gotta
for
read
shit by
more.
volume, so yeah, you just gotta read some more. Okay, it starts off pretty simple. Okay, that's kind of the point. But, you
Hmm
know, it progresses. Okay,
It's really weird though,
up to
cause
almost
I
happens.
was I was reading it and I got to one chapter, and I think it was
Hmm.
like maybe the third to last chapter, and it was just really like the art was really detailed compared to the rest of the chapters. It was really weird. Like every page was just like it looked like they just colored everything in so much compared to the other chapters. It kind of freaked me out for a minute. I wasn't used to it.
Hmm.
I don't
No
know.
one's scared of
Um,
One Piece. No one's afraid of peak fiction. Understandable.
I'm afraid of mid fiction. What was that?
Then why do you watch Fairy Tale?
okay, look, listen, we don't
Look,
need to get hostile here.
I've
Okay,
agreed Fairy Tale is mid. I just enjoy it. I'm allowed to enjoy mid. You just have to admit that you
we
do
just
that.
hey,
I don't.
we're not gonna go there. Okay, I'm not about to call Godus work. Okay, God's work. Mid. All right, I'm not about to
Exactly.
do that.
Like,
But
I'm just saying, with the experience of about 20 chapters under my belt, it's okay. It is
I,
simply
I think there's some. I
okay.
think there's some working up to.
Yeah, you
More
need 100.
quality. Than
Yeah,
a
just
thousand
get
hundred and fifty-three
give it like 1,000 chapters. It'll
chapters.
get good, I swear, guys.
No, a lot sooner than that, but I think there's some more to go. I think that
Mm,
it's maybe building to something. But I just wanted to check in, Noah. I just wanted to see where you were at.
it's
Make sure.
hey, I will
Glad you're
finish.
making progress.
I will finish the arc where everybody gets. I'm assuming that like he gets all the team members now, or at least some of the essential ones now. Is what happens.
You're halfway there.
Yeah. So like I promise you by the next podcast I'll at least finish that. I'm gonna try my hardest.
So, chapter 100.
So you mean East Blue?
Oh, is
Yeah,
it
chapter
like that's
100.
the arc? There's 100
Well,
chapters. I've heard
there's
80
two things.
chapters.
Well,
That's
there's
the
two.
prologue.
There's two things. Okay, there's an arc and there's a saga. Okay,
Oh, okay.
a saga is comprised of different arcs. The East Blue saga is comprised of a bunch of different arcs. You've read Romance Dawn, which is the first initial chapters where like Luffy recruits like Zoro and Nami. Oh no, Zoro, just Zoro, and you know his flashback and everything. And then there's after that is Orange Town, which is what you read recently, with Buggy. So those two arcs. You got two arcs under your belt.
Okay.
Next arc, Syrup Village. But yeah, just so you know, you got some. You don't have to read all of East Blue. Okay, you just you know get as far as you can. Okay, get as far as you can. Just check up on you.
No, I'll just blitz the
Like-
entire fucking series before the next podcast. I'll do it. Yep, all 1,000 chapters.
You could do that, you know, if you were me, you know, build different, you know, you could do that. But
Yeah,
You're
I'm
actually a psychopath. Wasn't there? This happened like what, half a year ago? Didn't you read some manga and you like it was a ton of chapters and you blitzed through it?
I mean, I'm not sure which one you're talking about. But
Were,
I
was
just
it you were
read some
rereading
manga.
One Piece? I can't remember. There was was it Black Clover?
I don't. I've
Which
never
way?
read
Never
one.
read Black Clover. The
I
hell
ain't
No,
never
it
read
was
Black
okay. No, I don't.
Um,
I remember there was some big series you read, and it was like a ton of chapters. And you said you were gonna read it, and then like maybe not even a week later, you're like, "All right, I'm done," and I just could not believe it.
well, I don't remember that, but I read like Villain Saga in like 3 days, along with the
How long
anime.
is Vinland Saga?
It's like 160 something
Is
chapters.
it over?
Man, that's wood
No,
shit.
it's not over. It's not over. It's not over. It's still going. But yeah, it's pretty good.
That's
Vinland Saga's
crazy.
pretty
I've
good.
heard a lot more people talking about Vinland Saga lately. Like every time I'll like hear a podcast or I'll watch a video and someone mentions it, and I've just heard that like I've heard Vinland Saga so much lately.
Because they're Vinland, like Vin Diesel.
It's pretty fucking good. It's gonna be interesting to see when the anime comes back because, what the anime already adapted was just like the prologue,
well,
really?
I'll tell you.
and
What?
some people are gonna be. It takes a different turn. Not that it's like out of left field or anything. You can tell it's what it was building up to, but you could definitely tell that some people are not necessarily going to be too invested per se in what the series comes back on.
I'll tell you what, Mitchell. I think that already happened because I remember seeing something in manga and people were pissed off.
In the manga, mean,
People were like posting a chapter and they got pissed off at one thing because it was like, what the heck? I'm not gonna spoil it because podcast, but you know.
I can't think to what that is. I mean, maybe some people switched over to the manga or something, or like they got past the prologue, and maybe they got like upset by the turn it took. But I don't know. I think that like most people who read the manga at this point, I've got a pretty good idea what direction the series is going in already.
Speaking of turns, man, One Punch Man might be a flop, bro. This might actually end in a flop.
Oh, what? What happened to it?
It's ending apparently, according to Murata. Well, not the webcomic. The webcomic is going on, but the redraw, the manga version is
From what I've seen, the manga started splitting from the webcomic a while ago, and now it's just ending.
Oh, that's fucking lame.
It's
How
not
do-
even like
How
the
do you
last
do
arc.
that?
And it's
apparently, it was just to appeal to the a broader audience, so that's why they changed stuff from the webcomic. But yeah,
they
shit's
got the
different.
meatheads. And
Yeah,
that's what
Shit's different. I haven't. I had trouble. I had well, I have trouble. I like One Punch Man, but I have trouble retaining, that information. I'll follow weekly, so like I have to like continually like I've reread it like fucking 3 times probably at this point. And I'd have to reread it again and like catch up.
Thing about it, I
Yeah,
kind of get it
a lot
because
of stuff.
uh like this arc, this is like the last arc the web comic completed, but he's working with the creator of the web comic, so he should do so. I don't know, but
I don't
like
I don't think that it's necessarily like a situation to where like um one is like upset with anything or he's getting screwed over or anything.
I don't think he is. I just think
I think it's just like a mutually agreed situation to where they're like, okay, fucking this is how the manga's gonna end. It's gonna end differently.
and
Uh,
the problem too is that like even from the manga standpoint, there are a lot of plot stuff that is just not revealed.
mhm. Yeah, I've seen some people on Twitter who do not like the direction of the manga, so got it. So
It went
you
very
know,
meathead, and people were pissed. I mean, I'm like I don't know, man. I just hope he resolves some plot points. I just feel like it's stupid because the problem that I have with the arc is it doesn't feel like a final arc. Like it feels like how it was written, right? Like up until
mhm,
now, at this point, where like all this final shit is happening, like
mhm,
out of nowhere, and now like, okay, this is the end. It doesn't feel right.
mhm.
So that's my
Bro,
biggest thing. If it can't wrap that stuff up in this thing, it's a flop.
bro, that
It
makes me
might be
not want to. That makes me not want to read the fucking One Punch Man. Because I'm gonna be real here. No offense to one, I could not read the webcomic. I'm gonna be real, man.
Apparently,
I
funny.
webcomic's really good. So I don't.
That comic was good. I mean, like also I will say this what this does. The gag character argument is like dead in the water right now. Like completely dead in the water.
Oh, we want to start talking about that meathead shit. I mean, yeah, he is
Now,
not
yeah,
a
people
gag
are
character.
now people can't go into like the whole now Saitama can't break if all I'm saying is if we see his limits here, like if it does show his limits here, then he can't break the death battle wiki no more or death battle scene no more because now people can't like defend him. But he's a gag character.
I've also seen on any Twitter popping up yet again Saitama versus Goku arguments.
bro, a tale as old as time, dude.
Even I'm just be
Almost as
real.
old as Goku versus Superman.
It's
It's just
dude, these I
Even with
fucking
what
hate death battles on like Annie Twitter and shit. It's so annoying. Death Battle has ruined fucking anime discussions forever. It has. It is such a shame.
I think to a certain extent, people are always bound, okay, to argue which of these two people are stronger. I think there's just a base instinct in the and many men that leads them down this path of power scaling. But yeah, there's definitely a level to where Death Battle has poisoned the well.
I mean, it doesn't matter. And I mean, if you want to be honest, if there's a guy that can literally beat anything in one punch, he's probably gonna win the fucking fight. I mean, like, who cares?
But the issue, I don't even want to get into this. I
what
don't really.
I'll just say it. I'll say it real quick. The thing about it is that see it's been like a big topic because what ends up happening is that like the problem that a lot of shows have a lot of things have is that stuff looks very powerful in respect to a show. You know, like in animation too, right?
Yeah.
It looks very cool, very powerful, and everyone's like going meathead over it and stuff, and people want to like see that. The problem is, and it's overall it's a good thing. It's a good thing that it looks like that, like it's good animation. The issue is that it tricks people into thinking that characters are stronger than they actually are. And while a lot of characters from like the 80s and the 90s attacks animations may not be like the best, may not be the most flashy or anything, that doesn't mean those attacks are not strong, you know, or that they're not doing a fuck ton of damage because some of those older characters, like Goku, are doing a lot more damage. It just doesn't look like it. Maybe they're not, like, for instance, I guess an example is like Hunter x Hunter, right? And Hunter x Hunter, like, for a while, it was this bad debate of like Cell versus Miriam, and they animated the fight so well that people had this idea that Miriam could beat Cell. And I think the reason why, because they saw him like blowing up shit, they saw him like ripping limbs and stuff, and
Well,
people seeing that makes people like go like, oh my god, he could do that.
Well, it's just in like respect to like it's not even just the animation. It's just how like Miriam is like set up. He's obviously the strongest in that universe. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
He's obviously the strongest in that universe, and he's strongest by like a huge margin. So, like to a lot of people, they just think that like, oh my god, he must be like one of the strongest characters, like fiction or whatever.
And the animation does that. It tricks them. That's a good thing overall. But it's like, but I think people and I think it does damage because like people need to realize that like whatever Miriam's doing is just baby shit. It's big baby shit to Cell like at all. Like it doesn't matter. Like he ripped somebody's arm off. Okay, well Cell can do the same thing. He just didn't do it in the show. You know what I'm saying? Like they could. It's just not. I feel like it's not really like like this dissonance in that. And One Punch Man, because because of the nature of the show, people think he can take on anything in one punch. But if they show his limits in a character, let's say this character has a limit, and let's say his limit is not like we've seen Goku do something stronger or had a stronger feat. Well, now we know for sure Goku can beat Saitama's ass because Saitama can't is struggling with a guy who is not on Goku's level. So now that whole debate ends. That's how it ends. That's the only way it really ends. But
right,
yeah, it's just it's a whole mess.
I just don't fucking care enough.
I won't go too into it because I know that there are some section of people who just absolutely despise with every fiber of their being powers.
Yeah,
dude, when I see those people,
I don't mind it.
Swear to God, the people on Twitter who like dedicate themselves to power scaling, I swear to God, they just make up words and they just say shit to sound like they know what they're talking about. I swear, it's actually ridiculous. When I see them and they're like, well, Goku's power is multi-flabada-stuba, and I'm like, what the fuck even is that? Did you just make that up?
Yeah, you see, I don't mind it. I don't mind it myself. I'll engage in a little meatheadery, but I'll keep it off the podcast because I know that some people fucking despise it. I won't go too far.
I respect like set the programmer and all them like doing their calculations and stuff. But at the end, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I respect it because I'm not gonna see him like the power scale community is bad because like there are a lot of bad communities like like with different things. Power scaling is just like kind of normal in comparison. And even Seth made a video like calling out everybody for saying that shit. But I will say this, that like at the end of the day, like we can fudge numbers, we can like calculate all this other shit. At the end of the day, the writer is not even thinking about that. Like I don't think any writer is thinking like I just made him stronger than Goku because he just did 6 trillion. He lifted 6 trillion tons more than Goku ever did in this one thing. Like they're not thinking that. They're just thinking this shit.
They don't care. They don't care.
This shit looks cool. I'm gonna draw it. You know what I'm saying? Like no one's because you can't really think about that because then you're just gonna make a story like that and the story gonna be shit. Like it's how it is. You can't really power scale a story.
Yeah.
Well, a writer's not gonna care too much in reality, so it doesn't even. It's a fun discussion to have maybe for some people on the side, but it's just not. It's not too.
No, my favorite part is when you have a crossover game like Jump Force or Smash or something, and like the characters actually do fight, and they're like, dude, there's no way he beats him. It's like, bro, it's a video game. Like, calm the fuck down.
Okay, but it's also most crossover games just don't give a fuck about anything.
Like, they don't.
They don't care. They do not care.
But they have to because it's just. I mean, like.
You'll see Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Fucking summoning monsters against Goku, and it's like, bro, we all know how this fight would go.
I mean, like, listen, okay, the scale of the monsters, bro, they can they can do some
Yeah, but
damage.
by the time Yugi lays down a card, Goku's up in his face and's already like fucking punched his head in.
Goku's not
Come
gonna punch him.
on.
He's gonna fight him the way he wants to fight. Goku.
I'm just
He's gonna
saying, point
fight the
being, this
lawsuit.
is ridiculous. Who cares? It's a video game. And then you got those people who are like, bro, there's absolutely no way Yugi could beat Goku in a fight.
It comes to gameplay, it's hard to have a balance with that. Well, I mean, it was easy because it's just a gameplay. But when you make a story, and that's the issue people have, because the stories end up being trash, unless you're Super Robot Wars. But even that has like power scale problems because you got like these fucking like regular ass, kind of regular ass like let's just call it. I mean, Gundam, which are like regular. A lot of them are just regular
They're,
ass like
they're just military
army.
machines.
Yeah,
They're just
exactly.
military machines.
Going against these people who are throwing galaxies and shit. Like it makes no sense. But
Yeah.
you have to do it because of the narrative. The fix. You have to do it because it's in the gameplay. No one wants to see their characters get destroyed with a mouse.
Right.
And it's just cool. Like I mean, like seeing Goku and Yusuke fight together is pretty cool. Even if Goku is like superior, like way stronger than Yusuke. At the end of the day, to me it doesn't matter. I like seeing Goku versus Yusuke, but at the same time, you couldn't just. I guess it's hard to. That's why it's kind of hard for them to write those characters in that thing because you couldn't just have like Frieza come down and Deku fight Frieza and then like have Frieza like lose or some shit because then that pissed a lot of people off because everybody in their mind be like, okay, well this dude definitely could not beat this guy. Like you have to balance that when you're writing a story around it. And the issue is that a lot of people aren't writing a story around it.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is.
Well, speaking of Goku, did y'all see the post on Twitter that apparently the Dragon Ball Super anime is actually coming back?
Is it?
Nah, this is like
actually?
Okay. I know what you're thinking. This is definitely not post by a Dragon Ball fan 1952-73. No, this is apparently like a credible dude said that Dragon Ball Super is coming back next year, and then I think he also said Xenoverse 3 is happening in 2024, potentially.
I'm not gonna doubt his credibility, but I'm gonna say Toei. Things happen with Geekdom. I'm not gonna get hyped until I see Toei announce it because Toei internally can change things in an instant.
No, that's what he was saying.
happened
Because I think he also said that Dragon Ball Super was supposed to come back before, but it got pushed back for some reason. I think due to the pandemic or some shit.
Geekdom had insiders, and they said it was coming back. It was for sure coming back, but then Toei changed it for whatever reason internally. So I'm not gonna. I mean, like I'm pretty sure they are working on it, but like I'm not gonna like get hyped until I see like the anime. And if I see Granola in the anime, I'm not getting hyped at all. I'm gonna skip that art.
I find it interesting that they're starting from after Universe Survival, so I'm assuming that they're gonna retell Broly, which is fine, I guess.
Jesus. Oh my God! Tell me Jesus.
Let me know that's bad because that means they're gonna retell Broly, they're gonna retell Moro, they're gonna retell Granola, the worst.
Is it retelling if it's only in the manga? It's not really retelling.
I don't know. I don't know how it'll relate.
I mean, it'd be adapted, but
the manga was already.
The story will not be moving. Think about this: the story, because this is before this. The Granola arc is before Gohan's. This superhero. This will be a story that will not be moving forward for at least 4 seasons. At least that might be just 4 arcs, maybe 4 seasons, or maybe they wrap it up quicker. But the story is not moving forward for 4 arcs. So we're going to be a lot of Dragon Ball fans are going to be sitting in the same story for 4 arcs. Super already has a problem with of like progressing the story. So I mean,
I assume that like them retelling the movies is going to be not that long. Like if they add some more detail to Broly's like story and whatnot, that's fine. I wouldn't be against them going back through Moro and Granola stuff and changing some things because the anime likes to be different. And if it's a better change,
a lot. I mean, they need to just like reboot that whole Granola arc, either erase it or reboot it. I forgot to tell you the worst. Another reason why it's the absolute worst. The last time, and it's because at one point, it is confirmed that a lot of Goku's victories do not matter. They don't matter. You want to know why they don't matter? he was always destined to win because that same dragon that can make you the strongest in the universe is the same dragon Bardock used to make sure that his sons never die. Never die, or they grow up. They grow up and don't die until then. So all of Dragon Ball, all the stakes and shit, it don't matter. It does not matter because Bardock wished for it. That's her story here.
Damn, that's
Like
rough.
this is the writing. This is now you see why I say this shit is worse than anything in GT. No matter what happens in the most boring arc, it never did anything to the past. It never did anything to the past. This shit was bad. This they need to they need to get rid of this shit. I don't want to see this shit animated at all.
Nah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know how it's gonna relate to the manga. They never really followed the manga before.
well, that's because the manga
but the
usually
manga's
followed
had-
the anime.
Well, yeah, I know exactly. So, but now the manga's like ahead, so they could choose to adapt it, choose not to adapt it. I don't fucking know, but that would mean that they'd be. I don't know. I don't know what their course of action would be. Frankly, either way, I don't see it being particularly good. Oh, I don't know. And I don't know how much I would, even if it's like a reliable source. I don't know how much I would trust.
Same.
The anime is kind of come back. I don't know. We'll have to see. Gonna have to wait and see. I don't know. I'm just chilling. Okay, I'm just coasting.
I mean, I wouldn't be
Yeah.
against it coming back, but it definitely wouldn't be something I'm like super interested in because it's like I know Broly's story. I don't need to see a retelling. I don't really care for superhero that much, so I wouldn't care for its retelling unless they actually improved it, which they'd have to add a lot to improve that. But it's like, I mean, I haven't read Moro. I haven't read Granola, so like I'd watch those.
Mhm.
And then I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, all right, we retold these, we're done, guys. But apparently they're supposed to do a movie every like 2 to 3 years, so there's also that too. But
I don't know. We're in a precarious situation with Dragon Ball.
yeah, the more important thing, fucking, if they actually do Xenoverse 3, please, like, please just let Xenoverse 2 go.
Free us
It's
from the
time.
shackles.
It's
Xenoverse
time.
2, please.
Let Xenoverse 2 go. It's time. Like,
Free us.
look,
Please, Jesus.
I'm gonna be real, right? When I saw that trailer for the vote pack with UI sign, it looked sick. But also, like, we're done, right? Like, this game
Free us
has
from
like
the shackles.
every imaginable character it needs from Z, GT, and Super. Like, it's fine. It can rest now.
No, we're not done. We're not done. You know why we're not done?
Because we don't have like another base Goku.
No, because Superhero just came out. So you know who's coming in the game. You got to get new Gohan form, new Piccolo form, Gamma 1, Gamma 2, and you know who. All in the game. Plus, you forget that there were two other characters who are probably still coming from that Kanton City vote pack, which are Bogamo and 18 from the Universal Survival arc. I don't
Oh wow, such
know
a
why they.
interesting choice of a character.
You
I
want
don't
to
know.
know? I just remember. You want to know? You want to know how Toriyama doesn't give a fuck anymore? You don't know how he doesn't give a fuck anymore. Okay, he fucking forgot the name of the series of Dragon Ball Super. Okay, that should tell you everything. All right, that should tell you absolutely
Yeah.
everything. I just remembered that. You know.
Wait, he forgot it was called Dragon Ball Super?
Yes, he did. He said that like a statement regarding like superhero. He forgot it, so it's Dragon Ball Superhero.
It's so bad, dude. Like,
He doesn't.
This-
He doesn't care.
this
He
man
does not care.
forgets so much. He fucking forgot. What is it? He forgot Super Saiyan 2 was a thing, right?
He forgot Super Saiyan 2 was a thing. He thought Super Saiyan 3 was Super Saiyan 2.
That's so
Yeah.
fucking funny, man. This
Yeah,
this guy, he has created something interesting.
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't.
But yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
like I love Xenoverse 2. Don't get me wrong. Great game. Love it. It's time to put it to bed. Like we're good.
Take it out back.
They just throw so much shit into it. It's got a lot of content. Like I got on it today because all the DLC was like really cut on price because of the Steam Summer Sale. So I bought the rest of the DLC except for the newest one that just came out. But like it's got a lot of content. There's a ton to do. Hell, it even has a
Yeah.
whole ass figure mode in the game. But
See,
it's
it's funny
it just needs to
because
die, man.
when the game came out, the biggest issue that I had was that like it was just like it really was just Xenoverse One. Like the story was really a lot of repeats, except for like they added Bardock and Future Gohan. Just a lot of the content was reused. There wasn't that much new content. The DLC has made up for it. It's just that there's so much DLC now. Now it goes on sale all the time, but there's just so much DLC now.
They
It's
really
overwhelming
should.
players.
They really
there
should
is.
just do a Xenoverse 2 Complete Edition though. Like, as a person that wants it to die, I think if before they kill it, they should at least release like a Xenoverse 2 Complete because
But you see, if they do that, they can't put out more DLC. No,
there's
so.
way
It-
too much fucking DLC, man.
It
They have
is kinda
they have
crazy.
what? They have the Super Pass, the Extra Pass, the Ultra Pass, the
Cashing in that check.
Legendary Pass, and then they have the Canton City Vote Pass.
let's not forget that the game had an end. Like they made a DLC that has the end, and like there's a cutscene where it's like our adventures will continue in the next or some shit like that. Like it's an end, and then right after that they release a DLC. It was free DLC for the Supreme Kai Time. It's like that's fine, right? And then more DLC comes.
$236. That's how much all the DLC costs.
Oh my god! Well, that. Oh my god! I mean, yeah, no, that sounds about right. I can't really say anything about that. That sounds right.
Yeah.
That's. Well, is that with the game? That's the DLC by itself.
That's the DLC by itself.
Well, does it count
Mhm.
like the? Does it count the packs separately with the big pack?
Hold up, let me check it again.
Even on
Yeah,
what I
'cause
remember from the
it
last big
sells-
pack,
It sells the packs separately, and then it has like the combined one where you can buy them all in a pack.
Mhm. Yeah, well, you
I mean,
know,
it's still probably over $100 for all of it now, which is just ridiculous, dude.
yeah.
But hey, at least the fucking gotcha figure mode is free, baby. Also, don't they have a thing if you go into like the online lobby? It is in Xenoverse 2, right? Where you can like watch live streams and shit on like a
yes.
stage. That's so
Yeah,
weird,
they added
dude.
so much in there. Like they added. It's funny because after the game ended, they added these like mascots that can follow you in the city now, in the main city.
Yeah, and they also have like a mode now where you can play as the villains in like a
Yeah.
very specific mode, and you can play as like the raid boss. I think is crazy.
Mhm.
There now, there are much they have used a lot, but they still have a lot of stuff they can save for Xenoverse 3. They haven't used like the final forms of Android 13 and Bojack. I'm surprised Hyrule was not a boss at all. Like I am very surprised by that.
I mean,
They didn't pick him, so I guess that's a Xenoverse 3 thing.
Xenoverse 2 is basically the modern Tenkaichi 3. Like it does have stuff missing, but it has like the bulk of things from Z and Super, and it's like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
the modern Tenkaichi 3.
Also,
They just won't let
also
it
doubt
die.
they're gonna. Yeah, and I doubt they're going to like. I'm pretty sure they're gonna use the same engine. They're gonna update the graphics, but it's gonna be the same engine. They're not about to like drop this engine and drop all the characters because it's gonna be
I mean,
like
it's a good
it's gonna be
engine.
3.
Because like Xenoverse 1 needed to be updated because its combat felt a little loose and not exactly great. But Xenoverse 2 I feel like is pretty solid. Like if you just change it up a little bit, but keep everything, keep all your roster and just add on to it. That's all you got to do, man. Like get new content that's really good for the game. But I really got to fucking wonder what is with like Dragon Ball games and having this complete side mode, which is its own damn game now. A lot of games do this, man. Even fucking like the new Horizon did it, where you just have this complete side mode. Like fucking was it Kakarot has a card game, and it's like you could just spend all these hours on this without even touching the actual game. Like what is off with that?
I don't know.
I don't get it. But yeah, no. If Xenoverse 3 comes out, I'll get it. I'll be hyped for it. I just haven't touched Xenoverse 2 in a while. I platinumed that game like not even a month after it came out, and then I haven't really touched the DLC too much.
I don't know. I'll just have to see. Xenoverse 3 drops. See what it's got.
I think it said 2024. I would not be surprised if before it drops in 2024, if they're like, guys, we're releasing 8 more DLC packs for Xenoverse 2.
Most likely.
Yeah, I can smell a superhero pack coming because I see if the new anime comes back because this would go in line with a lot of stuff. I think here's what I think would happen. I think that when the game was supposed to end, when they released that final thing DLC with like Majub and stuff, that uh like they were going to just work on Xenoverse 2. When that happened, that was like December before the pandemonium happened.
The
Got to censor that for YouTube.
pandemonium.
You got to censor for YouTube because
Yeah.
YouTube doesn't like you talking about real life events. But before the pandemonium happened, and they were like, you know what? We really don't have the resources to make a new game right now because all this shit happening. And they decided, okay, we're just gonna go and make more
Did that
DLC.
DLC really come? What was that? Extra Pack 2?
Mhm.
When did that come
Yeah.
out?
No, the first one was the Supreme Kai time, which felt like okay, that's the last character. Okay, that made a lot of sense. And then we got something else. I forgot who it was. Oh, it was Topo and Pycon, and it was someone else too. It was 2 other people. Oh, I forgot what it was though. Oh, it was just the dumbest thing. So it was Kefla. It was Caulifla and Kefla, like separate. They're separate characters. And then it was base Gogeta, like super, like Dragon Ball Super base Gogeta. And at that point, I was like, yeah, they're desperate for shit because they're running out of ideas.
Right.
It was December 2019. Wow, that's crazy. That feels like so long ago. I don't remember the Majub stuff being that long ago. That's crazy.
It was.
No.
It was like it's kind of. I feel like it's kind of fun looking back. Like 2020 was a pretty shit year because of all the stuff. They had good games, but it was all the shit that happened. But like it was kind of a blur, like of shit. Blur. I guess because I wanted to just forget about a lot of this stuff, but it's been a blur, so I don't remember everything. I have to look back like, damn, they released in 2019. It's crazy. It's like 3 years ago.
Yeah, and
This point.
fucking Kakarot released right before the pandemonium.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call it that now. They released right before the pandemonium. And I was like, that was definitely a Dragon Ball game. And they're like, here's the DLC. Like a year later, it's a training thing with Beerus and a small thing with Frieza. And I was like, man,
Trunks thing was good.
I just
Now
did not care anymore.
They're making another DLC. Apparently with Bardock, like the original Z anime Bardock, not this fucking Dragon Ball minus bullshit. But they're making it. Apparently it's DLC. Like it's confirmed that DLC's coming and it's that.
I'll be honest, I really don't care. Like Kakarot was fine. I just did not care by the time I finished it. It just kind of felt like a boiled down Xenoverse, but it was an RPG with a slight open world. It was fine.
I liked it a lot. I just did not like. I felt like the grind they leave you off on for a lot of the last stuff is way too big. It's way too big, and like getting experience is way too fucking slow.
I felt like the longer you went in, the less interesting it was. Like when you got to the Boo arc, it just straight lines you through the arc so quickly.
It's because you can tell the game
like major events.
That's what I'm saying. You can tell the game was like rushed to the point because of that. Because it was you skip major points. You have a section where you run as Goten and Trunks, but you don't play the fight that they have. Like you just walk. And then you run, you walk. You walk and talk to people for like a second.
And they cut that out, and yet they had enough time to make a fight where you play as Goku and you fight second form Cell. Because that happened in the anime.
Yeah, they put that. They don't even make a fancy cutscene for Vegeta's Final Flash at all. It just happened. It's one of those like cheap cutscenes. And then they skip the whole tournament. part. Like it's pretty much they skipped the whole like I think actually no I remember I think before you go into the tournament they tell you like before you do this everything's gonna change or some shit and you won't be able to do a lot of the activities you're able to do
Which, okay, I will be
until
fair,
the end
it
of the game.
kind of makes sense, though I feel like they should have put that at right before you fight Super Boo, but instead they do that back
It
at the
ma-
Fat Boo
no,
stuff.
it makes sense. It
It
makes
makes
sense
sense for
because
Super Boo because he annihilates everybody. Like that
well,
makes
that's what I'm saying.
sense.
It's like by the time the way they skip the way they after you fight Fat Boo with Goku, or after he fights Fat Boo with Goku, Super Boo like they merge in Super Boo. You're not gonna play as Majin Buu in that game, so they merge in Super Boo, and the next big fight with a protagonist is Gotenks, because Gohan's not there, and by the time like he fights Gotenks, he's already eradicated everybody like on the planet. Now it is pretty cool and pretty creepy because in that section when you play as Gohan and try to like go find Super Boo, you can go all over the planet and there are no people. Like everyone's gone. No cars moving, no nothing. And that's like I thought that was really cool. It's also very creepy for a bit. But you had to beat the game at that point.
I don't,
There's nothing
I
else you can
just
do.
I felt like I was crazy because I finished Kakarot and I was like, this was an okay game, like a literal 5, maybe 6 out of 10 definition of an okay game, and everybody's just praising it online, and I was like, am
I
I
saw everybody hating
insane?
it. I
Nah, dude,
saw everybody hating it.
especially lately, have you seen like the Kakarot love that people give that game? It's insane.
I'll be real. There was a time where like people were like, I don't know, people were very like really irritable with the anime games, and they would be like, I remember when Demon Slayer game got announced, people were like talking about people were calling it another shitty arena fighter, all this other shit, and it would turn out it was like Naruto Storm fans saying this shit, and then they like I'm like, bro, you know Cyber Connect 2's working on this, right? Like the people that made your game. I don't know why you guys are complaining now because it's not like it wasn't Arc System it was bad, and that's what it felt like when Kakarot first came out, and now all these like now it's like a bunch of revisionists coming out of nowhere like liking the game. I liked the game from the start. I thought it was an A tier Dragon Ball game because of the art, like the RPG elements and stuff. I just think the main story is like, which again I'm not really caring about the main story like that because the main story is like you can play that in every fucking Dragon Ball game, but the main story is like not as up to par. But the RPG elements is there. Look, I can drive in a car with Goku and Piccolo in a Dragon Ball game, like together, like the driving episode of Dragon Ball. Like you can't do that in a Dragon Ball game. You can't do that. You can do it in Kakarot,
I
and
don't know,
that's what
the
makes
RPG
Kakarot.
elements just kind of felt like it didn't matter to me. And then like I would play the actual fights, which is the most important part of the gameplay, and I was like, well, this just feels like a watered down Xenoverse, like with less interesting, not really any interesting combos because it's more of an RPG and less of a fighter. It has the same like super system, but it feels once again watered down. I was like, I just don't see how people were like so like this is the best game, fucking Dragon Ball game ever, and I'm like, honestly, no.
And another thing too, the exploration. That's I'll tell you how it feels. No, it felt to me it felt like a 3D Boost Fury or Legend Legacy Goku games. Like I'm gonna be real, the combat in those games is not like the best at all. What makes those games like exploring the world. Like you could like fly out of the city with Gohan and go to the next city and like you use like open world. And that's what I said. The RPG elements. I don't mean like the leveling up. The I mean like exploring the world. You can explore this big world with Dragon Ball. You can fly around. You can drive in a car with Goku and Piccolo. All right, you can do stuff like that that makes it more for a fan to like that game. Uh, I know it seems like side stuff, but that's like the RPG. When I think of an RPG, I think of like the adventure. I think of the world. I think of all this other stuff, and you got to succeed in that. And I do like the combat, but you're right, it is a watered down universe with less combos and all the other stuff. But that's what made it an A tier game was exploring the stuff, talking to people. Even though the side missions are very repetitive and boring, just exploring was and looking at all the places and fishing. That was pretty cool. All that stuff was what made it for me and for other people.
I think if this game came out before Xenoverse 1 did, I'd probably have it in much higher regard. But because Xenoverse has come out And not only have they done more interesting stuff with the Dragon Ball story, but also the gameplay is just better in Xenoverse. It kind of bogs it down. I don't know. I haven't touched Kakarot since I beat it in 2020. I'm gonna be real with you. It's been on my
To be
shelf.
honest, I haven't either. You
I
know
didn't
what's
even
funny?
I didn't even buy the DLC, man. Like,
You know what's funny? I saw
Hmm.
it for $20 on the Switch because I was going on like a trip and I was like, you know what, I got my Switch with me. I feel like playing something new or something like something old. And I saw Kakarot, so I got it on my Switch for like $20. And I haven't touched it.
Yeah, no, I've seen it on sale on Steam a ton, and I keep thinking like, ooh, I could buy it and mod it, and then I'm like, I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna be real.
Oh yeah,
If
I
I
was
buy
gonna
this,
buy
I'm
it.
not gonna play it.
I was gonna buy it for Mitchell on his birthday, but then it wasn't on sale, and I forgot. I'm sorry, Mitchell.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. I haven't even
Damn,
touched Kakarot.
how could you just do it to
But did you
Mitchell
already
like
buy
that?
it?
No. Not
No,
buying it.
I didn't. I was gonna buy it for you for your birthday, but like
Yeah.
it wasn't on sale. I was waiting for a sale to get you all the
Mm-hmm.
DLC.
I'm about to in a rush to play Kakarot. I'll probably play it eventually.
What? You don't want to play the
Also,
greatest
like,
Dragon Ball game ever?
I mean, I'm just not in the Dragon Ball mood, if I'm gonna be honest right now, currently.
yeah, I was the exploration thing. Like, I guess another example of it was when you were a kid Gohan, and you were like before the Saiyan showed up, and you had to do all like the filler stuff. Like that was like a pretty cool moment. You could fly through the city. That's when I liked the game a lot. That's when I really liked it. And then you went to
Dude,
Namek, and then Namek was boring.
Namek sucked so
Yeah, Namek was
much.
boring.
That was
Uh,
so bad.
Yeah, it was not that great. I feel like the pro. That's why I said I wish it was a like a game that had original Dragon Ball, because original Dragon Ball was more about the adventure than Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z is a lot more about the fighting. So you're in one area for a lot of the time, so they don't really care about that. Where Dragon Ball, you're going through, especially the Red Ribbon Army saga, you're going through all these different places, and it just be more interesting with like Kid Goku. But a Dragon Ball game won't sell as much as a Dragon Ball Z game, so we can't do that.
No.
I just think right now the Dragon Ball games are in such a weird spot because they kind of have their like they have their set. They cover so many bases, and it's kind of I feel like that's why you don't really see them release a new game, because they have a fighting game, they have a like arena fighter kind of party game thing with Xenoverse, they have their mobile games, and whatever the fuck Dragon Ball The Breakers is, which isn't even out yet. That game, man, I have no idea what the fuck's going on with that game. But it's like I want them to do more cool stuff with Dragon Ball games because I do enjoy them. Like I want them to do like an actual RPG and not Xenoverse with small RPG elements, that Xenoverse didn't already have because it is technically an RPG, and I forget that sometimes.
It's an MMO.
Like I wanna see something kind of like Dragon Ball Fusions again, where it's like an actual RPG with level ups and you learn skills and shit. Like that's fun. I don't know. Dragon Ball games are kind of weird right now.
I've realized I've been enlightened to how much Dragon Ball fans feast. Okay.
They do
in terms
though.
of their games. They feast in terms of their games. Okay.
And they still get
Meanwhile-
mad at every one of them, except for
exactly. But over here, I've learned the destitution of being a One Piece
And
fan.
now you understand. Now you understand.
Oh my god.
Absolutely jack diddly fucking shit.
Aren't you about to get
Almost
an open world RPG?
Yeah,
Okay,
but it's not the
The
open world
last
RPG
one
we
was
wanted.
shit.
It's not the one we wanted. We wanted
This
the
new
whole
one-
story. We
Yeah.
want the whole story. We wanted ship combat. You wanted like to be able to sell the islands. This is on one island with all the straw hats, and they're
and
freaking
it's-
disgusting. Well, not disgusting, but they're like freaking overused New World
Fishman
designs.
Island. Fishman Island.
Fishman
Fucking
Island.
well, not Fishman Island, but yeah, New World. Post Sabri fucking designs. Okay, I'm so tired. It's been the same fucking models
Mitchell, you
every single fucking time, bro.
know how down bad we
I'm
were
so
before you
it's
got
so
into the
bad, bro.
fandom.
What?
You were Burning Blood.
Yeah,
Burning
I
Blood
remember
got
Burning
so hyped when it was announced because it was like the first fighting game for One Piece.
Yeah.
And then it came out, and then people played it, and then it was like, and I bought it for full price, and I played the story, and I was like, I wasted my money, and I was just like,
Damn,
this is
dude.
the struggle.
You can
No,
you can really
no
you can
fighting
re-
games.
you
None.
can really tell Bandai Namco really sucks Dragon Ball off, man.
Because that's their
It's-
moneymaker.
I don't know what it. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. with
Naruto
those games.
fans in the mud right now. Well, I mean, Boruto Storm's coming.
They got.
They can have. They got Boruto
they
Storm.
got-
They can chill.
Isn't
Well, I
Naruto
don't give a fuck about Boruto.
isn't
Who gives a
Naruto to
fuck?
Boruto like isn't that actually a good game or something?
No, they are. They're all good games. The Storm games.
Yes, the Storm
But
games.
that's
They've
what
got
I'm saying.
the
They
Storm.
got that.
They got the Storm games. They've got the Storm games. Okay, they don't. They can fucking sit. You know, maybe they can get. Maybe I can understand if they want a fighting game. Okay, I understand it. I feel it. Okay, I can understand. But the Storm games suffice at the very least for me. Right, I'm satisfied with the Storm games for Naruto. You know, One Piece has outside of the Warriors games. Okay, Pirate Warriors, nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. Just dead.
Even they're lacking in a lot
Dead.
of shit. Even they're lacking in a lot of shit. They didn't even like support.
Fire Warriors 4 was skipping fucking a bunch of the major arcs. It's just it's not even
They
comparable.
they didn't even keep adding content. They just dropped it.
One Piece is just starved.
Bruh.
Maybe Odyssey will be good. Maybe. But
I
it's-
hate how most anime games are just utter garbage, except for like big ones like Dragon Ball. It sucks, man. I wish they would treat them better. Like,
well, it's
look,
just like
It used to not be.
no, look, hear
Yeah,
me out.
that's true.
Okay, so I know y'all hate Fairy Tail, right? But I'm gonna be real here. Making a Fairy Tail game, so fucking easy. Literally just make it an RPG where you learn new magic. It is not that hard. And
They make
somehow they fucked it up.
That's pretty funny.
It's
Wait,
absolutely crazy.
Who is it that was making the Fairy Tail game?
So I
that
think it
already
was-
released.
I think it was Koei Tecmo that made
Yeah,
it.
let's go with Tecmo.
So,
Remember they
you're-
were gonna make it was a vote, and I think Hunter Fairy
I was
Tail.
seething.
Yeah,
I was
no.
seething. I
So
was
it was
seething when that- when Fairy
crazy
Tail won
because
that.
look, it's not that hard. Fairy Tail has so many characters with interesting abilities that you just make into an RPG where they learn them as you go. You tell the story of Fairy Tail. It is not that hard, and they somehow fucked it up and gave overpriced DLC that does nothing for the game and just adds characters that are in the actual story. And it's actually incredible how shitty they made it.
Oh, well, I didn't hear about all that, but maybe we dodged a bullet there. But I'm just every night, I fucking get on my knees and I pray.
Oh,
I
the
pray to
only
God.
other one that get good games mentioned was Gundam fans. It's just Dragon Ball and Gundam fans. They got
Yeah, Gundam
they
gets a
got their
shit ton
big
of
fighting
games.
game.
Gundam's got some
Doesn't
good
Gundam
ass
have
games.
like an arena fighter or something?
Yeah, it's a big
It's-
competitive arena fighter.
it's not.
especially in Japan.
I wouldn't. I mean, I guess it's an arena fighter, but it's way more
No,
complex.
don't they
than
have a
your average
6v6
arena
It's-
fighter.
coming
like
out? Is it
virtual
what
on.
is it? The new one that's coming out? Isn't it like a 6v6 or something?
The new one's like a Warriors multiplayer.
I don't know
style.
about that. What it is they had like an arcade game, and it's like an arcade game in Japan. It's constantly updated on the arcade machines and shit over there, and then occasionally they'll re-release it with the newest content from the arcade to like console.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like
and
a
it's
more
got a
complex
lot of
version.
it's got a lot of it's pretty complex. There's a whole competitive scene for it. I'm too much of a meathead, for it to
Me and
be for
Mitchell
me
were supposed to
necessarily.
fight each other. We never fought
Yeah.
each other, so we got to fight each other one day.
I'm
So I
just
can prove it.
No,
I'm not gonna say it, so we don't start an argument.
I'm just praying. I'm just praying that we get the Warriors. I'm not gonna sorry. I'm just praying that we get a fucking new Warriors game eventually. Okay, for Gundam. Okay, it's been a minute.
It's been a lot. They got to add. They are really pushing. I'm surprised. I feel like they have not been pushing IBO until recently, and that's been out for like a bit. And they just now they're starting to push it in games and shit.
I don't know. They push IBO. They push it. They definitely push it. It's got like it's got pretty big shit in that strategy RPG, Crossrays Generations or whatever. Whichever one they fucking did recently on Steam. It's gotten pushed recently.
I will say I do like the Barbados Gundam a lot. Honestly, the club is pretty cool.
I have not watched Iron Blood Orphans yet. I got to get through 00.
I haven't fully watched.
Some other shit.
I haven't fully watched it either, but I just like the way it looks and the way it attacks.
Well, but yeah, One Piece Star. I'm praying
Bleach
for at the
fans,
very
oh,
least.
Mitchell, what will you do if One Piece Odyssey is a bad game?
I don't even. I'm not even. Listen,
let-
I'm
let-
hoping. At the
let's
very
not even
least,
forget-
I've been given a gift from the heavens recently. Okay, they announced that you can change your outfits in the fucking game. Okay, so I don't have to fucking look at the Straw Hats and those nasty ass post-shopity fucking designs for yet another fucking game. I'm so tired of them. I'm so tired. I don't even think they're like that bad, but they're just in every single fucking piece of fucking media that fucking does One Piece outside of the fucking anime, and I'm tired of it. I'm so fucking sick of those fucking designs, bro. I'm so
Exactly.
tired.
Do you need to
I'm
take a
so
minute,
tired of
Mitchell?
it.
Are you okay?
I'm not okay. I'm not okay. Every time I see fucking Luffy in that fucking frilly little fucking coat, I just get angry. Okay, I get irrationally angry.
I understand completely. Mitchell was spitting hot fire.
Fuck
This
it.
shit, we are tired of the same shit.
I pray, a One Piece fighting game would be pretty sick, even though I'm not into fighting games. At the very least, I just pray for a decent fucking arena fighter. Okay, give me a Storm game. Okay,
Well,
give
I
me a
feel
Storm
like
game
for
One Piece.
something like One Piece, it's more of a like adventure series, right? So RPGs make more sense for that.
They had no. Well, I'm fine with RPGs. They just need to be good.
Yeah, none of
They
the
can make a
almost
fighting
a
game.
bunch of them are not good. And a bunch of them are not good. And frankly, I do just like kind of just want to play as like I at the base level, I just want to play Zoro. Okay. I just want to play Zoro or Kaido. Okay. That's all I want. That's all I want to do.
I
Okay,
just
and I
want to
can't.
play Burger the Clown. That's all I
Yo,
want to play.
Buggy
Zoro
the
is
goat.
pretty cool. I'll give it
Burger the
to him.
Goat.
But I want to say Zoro's backstory kind of fucking stupid, dude.
We can talk about
I think
Zoro's
you're stupid.
backstory.
The way it's showed in the manga, where it's just like she died falling down some stairs.
I don't
Yeah.
blame you. It's kind of like one of the weaker Straw Hat backstories. Because Zoro doesn't really need too much of a backstory, to be frank, with just
Yeah,
how his
so-
character is.
I mean, he's just really
But,
fucking cool. So I gotta get yeah.
But it's like, it's kind of the implication because he's constantly told, like she can't be like a,
Because she's a
super-
woman.
Yeah, because she's a woman and like she's not gonna inherit the dojo. And all
Part
that.
of part of Zoro's arc is kind of like learning to fucking like get over that shit because he like he's kind of gotten over it a little bit because he's done some shit to
I mean, he doesn't. It's not really about getting over it because he already respected her, enough to be like a slight rival and shit. It's just the shit with it. It's whatever, We can talk about more of that later when you get further in. Yeah. I just want to do some meathead shit. Okay, back to the games. I just want to do some meathead shit. Okay. And these RPGs, they're cool and all, but they don't really fulfill my meathead sensibilities. Okay,
yeah.
just give me that fucking arena fighter, bro. I don't care. Give it to me, please. Let me engage in the meatheadery. All right, the further you get along in One Piece, there is some meathead shit. It does kind of fall back more onto some of that shonen shit. Eventually,
I think we just need to not give all the anime games to Bandai Namco. Can we just like
that is also true.
They don't.
do
They don't,
somebody
actually.
else?
They don't. They're split. Right now, Sega owns the publishing rights for Fist and North Star games, and Demon Slayer games and Bleach games. Here's the deal. Here's the issue. All right. Then you got Konami that owns Yu-Gi-Oh, right? So that's not a series that gets a bunch of games and they're really good. That's Yu-Gi-Oh.
Well, okay.
Granted.
How do you fuck Yu-Gi-Oh up? Like,
Well, some
come
of them
on.
aren't just a card game. That's the thing. Some of them are like their own shit. So I mean, they can fuck it up if they do like something weird. And
I
they
mean,
have.
you can
That's like an old
easily
game.
fuck up a card game if you just introduce something that's utterly broken and stupid. But like,
Well, no, I mean like
I
when
still
the
think it's
games
hard.
aren't card games, sometimes they fuck it up. When the games are just a card game, it's fine. Card game.
It's just I think it just comes down to the fact that a lot of And this is not just for anime. This is for most like movie game adaptations and shit like that. Just most of these companies just don't treat games that seriously. I think that's just what it comes down to. They just
Well,
don't
it's
treat
yeah. You have to
games
look at
that
it.
seriously.
You have to look at it like this. It's like to them in Japan, it's like making like if they made like a Ben 10 game or some shit over here. Like we would see a cartoon game and we would be like, okay, like get it for kids, whatever, right? That's how
Given,
it be to us. To
yeah.
us, like here, we'd be like, oh, it should be better because of this and that. But over there, it's just like, okay, well, this is for. It's like a cartoon.
I'll
They're
give it.
cartoon.
They do put a little bit more effort into it. They do put a little
Yeah,
bit more effort into it than we do over here. But overall, I just think that the majority of these companies are not treating games as like a super serious medium for
it,
pushing these franchises. So they just don't invest as much money or
you know, I just
time into it.
realized, stating those companies, bro. I just realized something. Fist of the North Star came back with one game by the Yakuza team, and like it's really fucking good.
Yeah.
And One Piece can't keep up. And that's what I mean. And the only time that I won't say this too, no, the only time that Namco can like make a game like Professor North Star or Bleach is if it's a crossover. That's why I want a jump game because there are certain franchises that just aren't gonna get a game, like because they're just not profitable or
Well, I
not
think
not
they
like
just. I
they're
think it's
profitable.
they.
They're not gonna like.
I think it's they also know that they're gonna release the game, and the fans of the series are gonna buy it anyways. Because with an anime game, you're not making this game to be sold to the general public. I mean, there's exceptions like stuff like Fighters got a huge fighting game audience because yeah, it's a 2D fighter, and it looked like Marvel vs. Capcom. People wanted to buy it. That's an
Right.
exception. Most of the time, when you're making an anime game or even just a game in general based off a license, you're aiming for that audience. They're making this anime game like they're looking at it, they're saying, okay, the audience will buy it because they're into it. Who fucking cares how good or bad it is? They're gonna buy it anyways.
That's what
So
makes me sick.
Now I
That's what
say
makes
this.
me sick to my stomach is that you know, they
See,
don't give a fuck because
yeah,
you know that they know their market because they push those One Piece mobile games, the fucking like Bounty
yeah.
Rush, and that Chinese game that looks fucking insane.
That's
Looks
why.
fucking
Yeah.
insane. I'm fucking that
Oh, that
hurts
fight.
my soul.
That fight. Oh, that upset me.
That
That
hurts
day.
my soul. It hurts my soul. That game looks way too good to be a fucking mobile game. I'm sick.
yeah, I think I remember seeing a Dragon Ball mobile game from China and it looked really good, and I was like, bro, what the fuck, dude? Like China's
Oh
got some
man.
good mobile games.
Yeah, but that's mobile games are honestly the best for like from like a business standpoint because most of the people who are watching your shit are probably going to be casual, people. Um, and like mobile games, like they appeal to the broadest, most casual market.
Exactly.
So like, yeah, that's definitely where a lot of them, you know,
But it's crazy because
get the money.
you can make an anime game good and it'll sell well. Like I said, use Fighters as an example. It's a little unfair because fighting games are a little
It's
different
just,
where people will play a fighting game regardless of the property. Like I've
you know,
considered getting the Power Rangers fighting game. I don't really give a shit about Power Rangers, but the fighting game looks good. So I
it's
guess it's
just
an
you gotta get a
exception.
It's just it's gotta
You
be
gotta
like a
focus.
miracle thing of where you gotta get like a really good company, right? A really good like
You also, yeah.
studio, and you gotta pour money into that motherfucker.
You
It's an
also gotta
investment.
understand that like that a lot of that. I'm gonna be like, let's be like, even with that audience, like I said, they targeted the audience. That the reason why that game so well, that well, was not because of the FGC audience. Because look at Xenoverse 2, it's because it's Dragon Ball.
Well,
Like the
yeah,
brand
but
has to
it
be strong.
definitely it yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it's still applied and mainly appealed to Dragon Ball fans, but it did better outside of the Dragon Ball fan base because of the type
Yeah,
of game that it
critics wise.
is.
Yeah, critical wise.
Yeah.
And Xenoverse did that too. Xenoverse is like the renaissance of Dragon Ball games being good. Because before, if you remember before, after Raging Blast 2,
Yo, Dragon Ball Z for Connect, that's my shit, dog. Like
Ultimate
what?
Tenkaichi, let's
Bro,
fucking go.
after
okay. I
after
cannot.
Raging Blast 2, like the games went to
Can
absolute
can we talk
trash.
about the just utter like the insane amount of meth that the team must have been on when they were making Ultimate Tenkaichi. My God, like
They had the audacity to
Xenoverse
call that
was really
Ultimate
like a
Tenkaichi.
Xenoverse was really like a redemption of fucking the goddamn Ultimate Tenkaichi shit because it had like the created character shit. right? And all you could do was Saiyans, and it was the most generic shit in the fucking world.
There are people
No, you could do
to
more
this
than
day,
Saiyans. It's just the other classes they didn't matter. Like in Xenoverse 2, they were like, okay, potential unleashed, giant form. You could turn into Kid Buu. Like they gave the other forms purpose, and then in Xenoverse 1, Saiyans could go Super Saiyan or like
No,
up to three.
I'm talking about Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, Ultimate
they
Tenkaichi was just Saiyans. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's just Saiyans, and you could only fucking like and the character customization options were really limited. And then
No,
Xenoverse was like a direct like fucking just upgrade in almost every
what's
sense from that.
crazy is that Ultimate Tenkaichi like had some cool stuff. Like the cutscenes looked really good, even though I remember the lip syncing being really bad. That was just
Mhm.
2010 anime games in general. But
Yeah.
like it had good looking cutscenes. The hero mode where you made a character was pretty okay.
I remember being hyped for Ultimate Tenkaichi. That
I
game
do
was
the
too.
only the
it
only
was
thing
so
it
ass.
did better for like the Suit Saiyans was that like your hair would actually change.
Yeah, that
Wait,
was.
Mitchell, you're telling me you don't like playing rock paper scissors
I don't. I
the
don't like playing
entire
Rocket League.
time?
That system was so ass. I don't. It's that game.
Who greenlit that game? I want to know. That was a
But
crime
yeah,
against humanity.
Dragon Ball
They saw
there was
Budokai
a
3.
drought.
Now,
They saw
I
Budokai
I will
3 and
say
thought
let's
everyone likes
Mhm.
Dragon Rush.
I will say
Yeah,
let's not slander Battle of Z so much, okay?
I never
It
played it.
is
So
you never played it?
I'll
So
agree. I'll say that. Yeah,
it is a game
kind
that
of
if you
agree.
play it solo, it is garbage. But if you play
Oh.
it with friends, kind of fun. Little
And
fun.
I know that's like a thing where like people are like, well, you play any game with friends, it's fun. And that's true. But like with Battle of Z, it was like the game was literally made for you to go on a team, like have a squad and have a team. And
Yeah.
for a while, I literally did play that game a lot with friends as a team. We were like grinding out missions and stuff. It was actually pretty fun with them. But like, I haven't touched that game since 2014 for a reason. So, since it
Oh, yeah,
came
no, the
out.
game still looked like garbage
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Oh man, anime games are crazy.
Please, God, give us a good One Piece game. God damn it, please.
My biggest request is I just want a good jump fighting game, like with a good roster with characters that don't get games. Okay, like that's all I want. But we didn't get that with Jump Force. We got bad. I don't. If
I was
if
gonna
we
say,
talk about
do you
Jump
really
Force,
want them to make another jump game after Jump Force? I mean, that honestly,
well, see, Jay,
a
I think
train wreck, dude.
J Star's gameplay was something to be more desired. I agree with that. But the overall content of the game was actually pretty good. And I mean, look what we got in Jump Force. Like it was missing characters. Like I'm not gonna lie, and this was missing a whole bunch of characters. Like J Stars didn't have Yugi or Jotaro or Dio, and it didn't have. We're gonna have Dai, and we're gonna have Light. Yagami play actually playable and stuff like that. And it was missing some of the newer stuff, but like besides that, it was a pretty good roster. It had a lot of modes to do stuff in. The fighting was still fun and like a party fighter, which is what it was trying to be.
Yeah.
Compared to
J
compared to
Stars
Jump
is
Force,
fun. J Stars is fun just because of how ridiculous it is. Like we would play that game a bunch and just do like lobbies where we all play each other. That shit was just funny to play. It was not a serious game. It was funny.
Yeah. Yeah,
and that's what it was a party game, but it was good at that. It had a bunch of modes. Jump Force wanted to be this competitive. Well, I wouldn't say fully competitive. It wanted to be like this serious game. You had a custom character. They wanted like a Xenoverse style game, and they didn't want to put in the Xenoverse style effort
Yeah.
for it all.
I don't even know. I don't know. Jump Force is a whole fucking
Dude,
mess.
Here,
the cycle of that game, like the DLC, I know I wasn't really paying attention to like the pipeline, but it felt like the DLC would just kind of come out sometimes, or it would get data mined super early way before it came out.
it would.
And then it just kind of happened, and then the game just got fucking pulled from everything. You just can't get the game now digitally. They pulled
know.
it.
I think they are working on another jump game because they make one like every anniversary. But I don't know what they're gonna do with this. With why they just like decided to delist and end this one because they clearly made this game. See, that's another thing with J Stars. you don't have to worry about the game being obsolete once the online goes away. Because guess what? It didn't focus on that. It focused on like being a good game.
Yeah.
So and they should. That's probably the better option. Which is probably why we're probably not gonna get like a fighting game like this again for it because at the end of the day, like it's too many licenses to deal with regardless, especially when it's coming over here to really have this continuous fighting game like Dragon Ball or something like that. When it's one license, it's fine. When it's two, it's a problem.
I think it's weird because like Jump doesn't Jump own the licenses at least in some
Well,
way.
see, they do own it, and it's fine in Japan. Some of this stuff you got to understand is hard to get in Japan too for them like to get in the game. But it goes back to what I said earlier about like how like all these different companies own these different distribution rights for games and stuff.
Yeah.
So if they wanted to get Demon Slayer in, they'd have to go to Sega. Now I'm pretty sure Sega would let them in, but they have to go pay Sega. When they added Yu-Gi-Oh in, when they added Yu-Gi in, they had to go to Konami because they'll had Konami on the side like, oh yeah, the Konami helped
Till
did this blah blah blah. Because
fucking
Konami's in charge of
copyright
Yu-Gi-Oh
shit
stuff.
or trademark shit is so fucked, man.
Yeah,
It is
because Jump
ridiculous.
did not. Jump is not like careful or like Jump doesn't have like a specific thing when it comes to their distribution of stuff.
Yeah.
And notice they have to use the manga panels and not like anime stuff. And the reason why is because when you have to deal with the anime, you have to deal with animation companies. You have to deal with Toei. You have to deal with whoever made this anime and that anime. And if you're using stuff from that and music from that, that's also something that's going to cost a lot. Now, probably one of our Robot Wars isn't really affected by that, and that's just because when it comes to the mecha genre, there are like a few. There's like a handful of studios that are doing this stuff, and they're like pretty on board with just giving stuff out. And also, Bandai is in charge of a lot of distribution rights for like toys and merch for a lot of these series. Unlike
Yeah.
these other games like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, like Yu-Gi-Oh is all Konami, like card games Konami, cards printing out cards in general is Konami. All of it's them. When it
Yep.
comes to other stuff, it's different. Because now you have to deal with Sega and Bandai and all this other stuff. So and all this to say, explaining this, it's just a whole mess, and they can't really do anything about it besides like try to get what they can in there. And the reason why we were so mad because they got other stuff before, just that they were lacking in this game because they wanted to get just Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece.
Look,
And
all I'm
stuff.
saying is I just want my two Love Ru characters in the next Jump game. That's all I want.
She was in J Stars.
She was in
assist,
J Stars.
as an assist, and
I
she can be playable. I have fought in these rosters, these dream rosters I make for her to be playable because she has an actual like fighting moveset. Okay, just her, not anyone else.
Look, I just need my two Love Ru characters in the Jump game. All right, that's what I need.
Well.
That game is lacking.
Yep.
There's another problem with Jump Force. Is lacking 2000s characters because you don't because I know Yugi, Luffy, and Naruto are technically 2000s characters. They started in the 90s. Granted, Naruto was 99, but they started in the 90s. So they technically don't count for 2000s characters. So there's like no Bobobo. It's only like Bleach and Death Note are in there. And that's it. And Bleach is like Death Note's not even playable. There's no Bobobo. There's no Gintama. There's no To Love Ru. There's no fucking Madaka Box. There's no Siren. There's no anything besides Bleach and Death Note. That's it. And in 2010, got a bunch of stuff in the 90s and 80s. It's kind of like the Nicktoon All Star Brawl roster. It's crazy how they treat the shit nowadays.
Gintama, more like Gin shit.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow. But yeah.
Isn't Gintama done?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's done. It finished.
Oh, maybe I'll actually read it.
No, you
Yeah.
shouldn't.
I mean,
Actually, no. I feel like that's something I should watch. I don't know. I can't really read comedy that well. Like I feel like
You probably
if
should
there's
watch
something
it.
that's comedy, I think watching it is better.
Mitchell said
You
watching it is better.
Yeah, you can watch it or read it. Apparently, the manga's take on the humor is good. I haven't experienced it too much. I just read it like to see how it ends.
I'm gonna tell you what though, the Gintama. If you
But
see people hate on Gintama, I swear to God, it's so forced. Like,
yeah, I don't know what's going on with that on Twitter, but it's just yeah. I mean, it's anime, it's a great experience. So
Cool.
pretty good
Cool.
anime.
Is there any other anime games I can't think of? Like, I honestly don't play that many like anime games.
Super Robot Wars.
We are
That's
not
one.
starting a fucking mecha thing.
Yes, that's the best one, to be honest.
Oh my
And the
god.
best shit. I just be real. Just to be real, it's the best one getting the best treatment. Just saying.
What even is it? Is it just like an RPG?
Strategy
It's a strategy
RPG.
RPG. It's been going on almost as long as Fire Emblem has been. Like since I think I want to say like it was on the first was on the Game Boy like 1990 or 1989. And it's been there's even like a Mart type character. Well, not a Mart type character, but like there's a protagonist that would be the Mart of that series. And shit, because they have OG stuff. But it's been going on for long, and they they do good on every roster. Even if not all your favorites are in it. Like one of them has Cowboy Bebop and a bunch of other stuff like so, and Evangelion and all that other stuff. So, and the fan service is there, and they make a good story out of the fan service, and not just shit. And the gameplay's not shit, and the animations look nice. Like you don't get that in Jump games. Jump Cross. Well, there was one. It had a good. Well, it didn't have a good story. It had like no story, but it had good gameplay and good animation. That was what's it called? Fuck, what's it called? That was
It's called Jump, the game.
no, it was a DS one. It was a Smash Bros. Clone.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen it. I don't remember the name of it though.
Too. I don't remember the name either. But yeah, please God, give me One Piece game.
You're really set on that. You're like, God, please let it be good.
I need it.
Understand,
I need a One Piece game. Honestly, I hope it's good, but it's also like I need a fucking Arena Fighter. Give it to me, please. Please, God, Jesus Christ, give it to me. I'll even take a fucking fighting game. I'll learn a fucking One Piece fighting game. I don't give a shit.
If I see, I'm gonna be honest right here. If a One Piece fighting game comes out and Mitchell genuinely gets good at it, I will buy it and get good at it too, just to fight Mitchell in it. I will do it.
Mitchell already made
I've already
made a vow.
If they make a good One Piece fighting game, I'm on it.
Well, I'm still waiting for Mitchell's binding vow, where he said that once Steve comes to Smash, he would get a Switch and get Smash Bros.
Twice too.
Yeah, you still haven't done that.
Well, there's a little bit of an issue with that one, considering money. That's the problem with that.
See, that just sounds like bitch to me. Like I'm smelling bitch right now coming from you.
Oh yes, let me pour into my fucking coffers of fucking $0.
Look, you can get a Switch. You can get a Switch Lite for like $150.
$150
Look,
on me.
just about $150 to $200. It's not much, right?
Just drop
$150 to $200.
Yeah, you just got that on hand.
And then just go buy.
$250. You just drop it. Just drop it right now. No, I don't have that money. Okay, no.
And then just go buy Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and almost.
I would have done it if I had the facilities for that, big man. I do not have the facilities for that, big man.
A 3.5-year-old game. Go buy it for $60.
I do not have the facilities for that, big man.
You Mitchell, just do it. Just go buy a Switch Lite. Go buy Smash Bros. for $60. Look.
Yeah, I do not have a facility. I do not have the facilities for that.
Nah,
but
you're fine.
But if a One Piece game does drop, I will. A fighting game that's good drops, I will get into it. I promise. That's the truth.
I want to see that so badly. The comedy that would come from it is incredible.
I just want a Jump game, and if they need to add like Dark Snyder and Dai and all them characters back in Hoshining. I just want it. I want it to be good and have a good roster. Good modes.
All right, let's pose this question. If there is one series you would want to get a video game, what series is it, and what kind of game would you want from it?
I've thought about this before. I'm trying to remember.
Because I'm gonna be real here. I want a fucking Magi video game, bro. I want it. I love Magi. Fucking, it could be like an RPG where you explore the world and you learn like new magical abilities. Oh my god, I'd love it so much, man. Fucking people don't talk about Magi anymore because it finished. Like it's been done for a while. But god, it is such a good manga, dude. I fucking love that series. And I'm
I'm talking
pretty
about
sure,
this. Oh,
pretty
go
sure
ahead.
Shonen. No, I think it's Viz, not Shonen Jump, that owns it.
Mhm.
It is a Shonen, but I don't care who does it. I just need it.
I fucking talked about this before, but I'd like a fucking Gintama Yakuza type game.
I feel like that
I'd
could
like-
work.
It could, because it takes place in the exact same area of Japan. Just obviously in a different context, because Gintama is like in feudal Japan, but fucking aliens.
Right.
And it's fucking got like literally like the site, like not the main Yakuza story, obviously, is not like Gintama at all. But the sub stories, they're kind of a little bit wacky, a little bit jokey, a little bit wacky. I feel like you could do a pretty good Gintama. I think you could do a pretty good Gintama style Yakuza game. I think that could work. It's never gonna happen, but
Look, Mitchell, just play Yakuza, like play one of the Yakuza games on PC, and just create a mod where you change model swap with
You
Gintoki.
gotta play the feudal Japan one. I forgot what Yakuza Ishin.
yeah, Ishin, it's never fucking never been fucking.
Mod getting Tokyo.
That's
over here.
That's weird that hasn't been localized considering how big Yakuza is.
There's a whole thing with it. I think they like lost the shit for it, like the source code or something.
That's rough.
And yeah, that's the big issue with that apparently. But I don't remember specifically. But yeah, that's why.
Gaming companies not holding onto their source code is kind of cringe though, because didn't fucking Square Enix just lose the code to like the original Kingdom Hearts games?
That wasn't really their fault. That was the hurricane that came.
Yeah, that was because the hurricane.
But you see what they did? What they were like, okay, we lost our code. Let's just rebuild it for a new version. That's what they did. And that's what they've been doing.
They remade the shit, which is pretty.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Oh. Like, they remade the shit from the ground up. You don't see that in other.
And then they put it on the Epic Games Store and sold it for $60.
Ishin probably is also because it's a Japanese, historical game. So apparently, like a lot of the humor and all of that stuff is derived from that. So they felt like it wouldn't, appeal to Western sensibilities.
Haven't we literally gotten games like Neo that is like full on like
Neo Japanese. Is Japanese history, but it's like apparently like Ishin. Oh yeah, I remember now. Ishin apparently also has like some very like of the more mature like Japanese style writing and shit like that. So apparently it's just way more. Neo is like basic bitch Sengoku Jidai history shit. It doesn't really matter all too much.
Oda Nobunaga, Ishin, the classic.
Oda Nobunaga has come back to Japan
again.
And he's the Demon King. But fucking, it's just apparently they didn't feel like. I do think it's a little bit, it's a little bit stupid, they wouldn't have done that, but now they're thinking about doing it, but it would be a remake, like the Yakuza 2 Kiwami.
Yeah.
They've said that they might do it, but it would be like a remake.
I swear, when there's a company that makes like a Japanese history game, they just have like a big red button that says Oda Nobunaga on it, and they're like trying their hardest not to press it.
Oda Nobunaga has come back to Japan. He is the demon.
Oh my god, guys! It's Oda Nobunaga again.
Oda Nobunaga, Neo 2
became the legend. Play as young Oda Nobunaga and his living story.
Neo 2, you play as Hideyoshi, following Oda Nobunaga.
It's just, it's so funny, because, like, at this point, whenever I see Oda Nobunaga, I just fucking laugh. It's such a meme at this point, whenever he's in the game.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
He is the guy, dude.
In Japanese history, he's the man.
I need more American history games that just put like Abraham Lincoln in every single game. That's what I
They
need.
made that movie Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer.
Yeah, Ishin is takes place like during, I want to say like 1800s.
Yeah, come on, history buff. Come on, you got this.
Listen, I have not read. Look,
The Japanese expert in this podcast is not here today. So
well, I read some I took the history of Japan
Yep.
class.
Come on, history buff. Come on, you got this.
That's right. I also paid. That class was like fucking a few weeks, so I didn't really retain a lot of material.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it takes place like somewhere like the 1800s, 1700s maybe. So yeah.
Jay, what anime game do you want? What anime do you think deserves a game?
Around the time
Or
of Gintama too.
Oh my
It's got
god.
the Shinsengumi. So even further, even more of a reason. Give it to us. Please give it to us.
that's very hard to pick. Just like one. Because you
I
got
feel
like
like
crossover.
I feel like I know your answer, but I want to hear you say it.
Want to hear what you thought first?
No. Say it, and I will tell you. Because I
Yeah.
have a feeling I know.
What? I mean, to be honest, it's gonna be like crossover shit. Cause like
No crossovers. Like an actual like game for a single anime. What game would you, or what show do you think deserves a game? No crossovers. You got this, Jay. I believe in you. Jay's brain is moving 100 miles an hour right now.
Thinking.
Fuck.
It's not
There's
crossover.
too many
that's the
shows.
issue. I can't like say any mecha shows because like I mean they already got a good game.
I
so they don't
honestly
need it.
thought you would say Dragon Quest Die. Like I thought it was gonna be an easy
It has
one
a
for
game
you.
coming out,
Oh, that's right. It dies.
and Dragon Quest already has games anyway.
Well, I just thought you wanted like a Die specific game.
It's coming out, and it was announced. It was announced before the anime came out, and now the anime is about to end, and it's not out yet. So
That's
I don't know
crazy.
what the hell's going on,
Dude,
but
I
it's gonna come
really
to the end.
I want somebody to re-release fucking Denki Bunko Fighting Climax, that game that has like a bunch of different anime series. Like you'll see fucking this dude with a gun fighting the chick from Toradora, and it's so ridiculous, and yet
Oh,
it's so
crossover
cool.
shit.
No,
Crossover stuff.
but it's like I actually played that game because apparently there's like
Yeah, I
a
played it
fan
too.
made there's like a fan made PC version that you can download now. It's so cool though. It's such a fun game. Somebody needs to fucking re-release that thing, man. It is so nice.
I played it too. I
Japan
have it
gets
on.
the coolest shit.
I have it on. What's it called? On PS3, not the super updated version though.
Yeah.
But I guess the only thing I can think of right now, off the top. Oh, I know what. I'm like not talking about this. I want a Yu Yu Hakusho game. I
A
want
new
Yu Yu
Fairy Tale
Hakusho
game?
fighter.
Is that it? Jay, I'm so
No.
touched.
No, I want a Yu Yu Hakusho game. That's the fighting game. That has a good roster, but the issue is that I know they're not gonna never do it because they rather make mobile games, and two, the character that people care about. There's not enough characters that people care about to make a good like initial roster and then sell DLC off of it because Bandai don't want to sell DLC off of it.
That's
It
why
have
they're
to
making
be
a cross with Hunter x Hunter.
yeah, it have
You
to, but I
gotta
can't
sell
crossover
that
into the
DLC,
rules.
man.
But it have to be a game that they're like, okay, we're just gonna make this game and kind of release it, and then like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But I want Kuwabara playable. I want Sensui. I want somebody other than Yusuke and Tagoro. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play as Kurama. I want to play as Genkai. I want to play as all the characters. I just want a Yu Yu Hakusho game like that, and that it has to be good.
Which one lost to Fairy Tale? Was it Hunter x Hunter or Yu Yu Hakusho?
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x
Don't.
Hunter.
That's so rough.
Don't bring
dude.
up.
Hey, maybe it was a blessing.
That
Mitchell.
is
Maybe it was a
so
blessing.
Don't bring up.
honestly
don't bring up. I
though.
was
Okay,
skipping.
look. Look,
I think
you
fucking
may
One
be
Piece was in
seething.
there running too.
You may be seething, but honestly, be happy because the Fairy Tail game
Yeah,
had so
yeah,
many
yeah,
issues.
yeah, yeah,
Be
yeah,
a little
yeah.
grateful that if there's gonna be a Hunter x Hunter game, I pray that Koei Tecmo doesn't do it because fuck, man,
Yeah,
The
how do you
only
well,
fuck that
thing I was
up?
thinking about before I said Yu Hakusho was a Bobo game, a Bobo party
mhm.
game.
Bro,
That'd be
Bubble Bo is that series that I've never seen, but just it's so ridiculous that I
you need to
almost
watch
want
it.
to see
Everybody
it.
needs to watch it. It is legend. It is peak fiction.
I saw parts when I was a kid. Does it?
It is
Like,
peak fiction.
just seeing a man beat the shit out of people with his fucking mustache is
Oh,
the
speaking of which,
funniest thing.
you want to know the manga translation? Fucking the ordeal we're doing right now for Bobo.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Actually, let me go check real quick for this because I swear to God, if it's not fully translated by now, I don't know what's going on. So let me go check this.
Nah, the most experience I've had with Bobo is through J Star's Victory Versus, and I think he has like a super where his mustache hair just goes fucking wild all over the screen. Funniest thing, dude. I don't even know what that show is about. I just know it's hilarious. There's like a son with a face. He has like a really deep voice or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see.
But you know what series I did get into that I quickly dropped? Reborn.
Oh yeah, Reborn.
Yeah, remember when you tried to get me into Reborn? That shit,
Did I
that
try to get you into
flop, bro.
Reborn?
You did. You were
Which
like, you need to watch Reborn. I was like, okay, I'll do it. And I watched. I think I watched up to the end of the first arc where they have to. What is? I cannot remember, dude. It's been years. Oh my God, they have to go to like the abandoned building and fight the one. Is it guy? What is the
I'm
first?
surprised so many people on any Twitter. I don't remember. I don't.
What
I'm
is
be
the
honest with you, I
first
don't remember.
major arc of Reborn? I cannot fucking remember.
Well, the problem you see is that the first major arc is well I think the anime does it differently, but the manga is just slice of life shit for like the first like I want to say like 100 chapters or some crazy shit. It's wild. It's wild how crazy it is.
oh, it
You're
happened.
like, hmm?
It happened. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'll tell you the situation. So there's a sequel Bobo manga called Sensetsu Bobo, right? And it was it was fully translated, but the original Bobo manga was not fully translated yet, right? So by the time I got to it, it was like chapter, I want to say chapter, like in the chapter 190s, like in
Mhm.
2019. So it took from December to two chapters. It's 230 chapters. So chapter 200 got translated in December 23rd, 2019. The latest chapter didn't get translated. The last chapter of 230 didn't get translated until December 6, 2021. And
Mhm.
before that, oh, where's this gap? Oh yeah, so we got chapter 208 in June on June 6, 2020, and then we didn't get chapter 209 until January 10th, 2021. And then there
Yeah,
was another gap with chapter 214 because Viz, no one ever they never fully translated the entire manga officially, so we have to wait on fan translations. So then I mean not Viz, but then this one came out and chapter 214 came out on February 26, 2021. And then 215 came out on August 22nd, 2021.
hmm yeah.
That's
Well,
rough.
So it was
that would
literally so
be.
bad trying to read this shit.
But yeah, no, like I remember watching Reborn. I tried to look it up. I can't find the episode that I was on and what it was about. I just remember they were fighting some other kid, I think, and they went to an abandoned school building and they fought and they won. And like it didn't take so long, but it felt so long to get to that point. And I was just bored, man. Reborn was kind of
Um,
boring.
I've I liked it when I was younger. I reread it a couple years back up to a certain point, and then I just dropped it again. But it's I don't know. I'm surprised at how many people on any Twitter like it. There's a lot of people who I would
Hey,
not expect to
say it.
like.
Jump Force sooner or
Um,
later.
Don't even remember. But there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of
Wasn't
people.
Reborn? Wasn't the main character Reborn in Jump Victory?
Yes, he was.
Yes, Suna. Yeah.
See that he wasn't. That's another 2000 character that was missing from Jump Force.
But I just get surprised. There's a lot of people who are super into Hitman Reborn.
Yeah, I had a friend in college. When I first went to college, I talked about manga and anime a lot, and he kept telling me to read Reborn like a lot, and he would gas it up. He still does to this day.
I think it's okay.
I mean, that's just a case of somebody, watching it when they were younger and probably liking it for the most part, right? I'm sure Reborn's good if you push through the first bit because it's slow, dude. Reborn is a slow series.
Well, you want to talk about anime and manga? I remember I was like pushing towards that fucking. I was pushing through that fucking slice of life section. That shit, you got to clear like 100 chapters or some crazy shit to get to like the actual arcs and shit. Which is like I don't know. Nah. I'd have to reread it, but there's plenty of series that I watched when I was younger. I don't remember too much of, like Beelzebub, all that type of shit. Speaking of which, I need to read the new Zatch Bell shit. I need to read the new Zatch Bell.
Oh, that's another franchise I would like to have a new game.
Yeah, too bad that's not fucking happening. But I need to read the new because I didn't realize 2 was coming out. I didn't realize 2 was coming out.
That's another 2000 show that wasn't in Jump Force, but they probably couldn't.
Jay's just like making a checklist now, like other 2000 series that weren't in Zatch Bell.
Shaman King was pretty big. It was Zatch Bell's not Jump. Shonen Jump is Weekly Shonen Sunday. So that be it. So which did have a crossover game. That's Weekly Shonen Sunday is what Fairy Tail is in. Is also what Case Close is in, and Inuyasha and Rama. So I mean, I'll take that game for me to have to deal with freaking Natsu.
Wasn't Zatch Bell in a fucking like fighting game with fucking a bunch of?
Yes, he has 2 fighting games. There's one fighting game.
Well, I know they have their own games. I'm talking about like in a crossover fighting game. I think they were in one.
He wasn't in the Weekly Shonen Sunday one. It was Flame of Recca. It was Inuyasha. It wasn't that. If they have a game like that for Weekly Shonen Sunday and it has like Ranma, Recca from Flame of Recca, Ranma. I said Ranma, Inuyasha, and like freaking Conan from Case Closed or some shit. Like I'd get that.
But yeah.
All right, boys. Well, I think we hit time. We're talking about anime
wait,
for the past hour and a half.
We were talking about manga. I just want to say this real quick.
It's the anime episode.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. It kind of ties in what we want to talk about at the end. So if you guys didn't know, like today as we're recording this, Kazuki Takahashi, the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh, passed away today. We don't know how he died. We just know that they found his body in like in the river.
Yeah, probably snorkeling or something.
Yeah. And so like I just want to say like Yu-Gi-Oh! I wanted to ask y'all like if Yu-Gi-Oh! Had like any impact on your life. We can talk about it for a little bit because it did have on mine as a kid. I think I had on a lot of people as a kid, and especially like looking at his manga, man, it's just amazing seeing his composition, his art, how he paneled just the story in general, and how I continue with GX and 5Ds and stuff like that. Like it, he really had an impact on like they don't even just like anime. It was literally also just like card games in general too. It was a whole generation. It's kind of sad to see him go like this.
Yeah, it's fucking. It's fucked.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have. Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah, I didn't really have too much of one. I fucking but it fucking sucks. There's a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh fans in our server and shit.
Yeah, I didn't really have that much of an experience with Yu-Gi-Oh. My extent of it was having cards as a kid and throwing it down, and we just based it off the attack numbers on who killed who. Not really play that game.
Hey, you played like the anime.
I would
Dude.
fucking. I remember this kid like asking this kid if he wanted to play Yu-Gi-Oh. I had a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I had no idea how to fucking play that shit. No
Nobody
idea in the
did.
world.
Nobody
And
did.
I was just doing random shit. I think that kid actually knew how to play the fucking game, and I think we just had a complete fucking mismatch.
Dude,
It was just nothing.
as a kid, we had two of the what are the things called that they use on their arms to
Dual
play the
disc,
cards?
dual,
Yeah,
Dual
we had
discs.
two dual discs as kids, so we would put the dual discs out and we would use those to duel, and we would just base it off the attack numbers. It was so fucking funny, dude. I loved those things. I don't know where they went though.
man. I remember there was this counselor when I was in elementary school who saw us playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And we had like a day where you could bring like shit to you could bring like games and stuff to the after school program, and that's where he was in. And one day he was like, okay, he brought like a whole case. Like he was like, it looked like some like Men in Black suitcase, and it was just Yu-Gi-Oh cards, like all in cases. And he started playing everybody. He just started bullying everybody. He was whooping everybody's ass at the game. Like they were
Damn,
playing it.
he
Like,
came in
bro,
and said, "Let me show you fuckers how to play this game." That was crazy.
I mean, like he's bullying a bunch of little kids, bro. Like this in this game. I bet you. I don't know. I feel like people who do that, I feel like they suck in real life. Like, or not in real life, but like, it is real life. But they suck at the actual competition. I can't lie. Like if you like, I don't know, if you aiming for kids like that, because he was going pretty hard for like a for like a counselor on some
Look,
kids.
Nah,
if a
fuck
if
them
a
kids. He was
if a
asserting his
kid's
dominance.
if a kid comes up to me and they are cocky as shit and they're like, "I bet I could beat you in this," I'm gonna stomp on that kid's
Well,
throat,
no one
dude.
was cocky. We just want to see his Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
It's a trial by fire.
It
Okay, Jay.
is.
You just had to learn.
You have to set the pecking order at some point. You gotta do it.
I'm
Like,
just saying he had all the good cards too.
cause like I don't, yeah, like
Somebody like pot of
I
greed
don't
and shit.
I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, but like if a kid came up and was like, "I bet I can beat you in fucking Pokemon cards," I'd kick his ass, dude. I would destroy that kid's life.
He had all the cards, and at the time, I think at the time, GX was still prominent, so he had some of those cards too. It wasn't 5Ds wasn't out yet. That's at the time, but yeah, I remember that. I just remember like watching Yu-Gi-Oh on Saturday mornings. It was still just a really good show to fucking watch, especially with friends and seeing Yu-Gi stuff. I feel like I'll say this too. I know a lot of people like who haven't watched it, like, oh, it's just a kids card games like that, and it is. But I think
Bruh.
the show, if you actually like
No,
watch
no,
the
no,
show,
no,
it
no!
feels
Don't get it twisted. This shit's not a kid's card game. Have you seen the fuckers who play on that free to play game that you can fight each other online?
that's just Yu-Gi-Oh in general, bro.
That is not a kid's card game. That is literally I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
Oh, they're just strong, man.
I go on Twitter and somebody posts a clip of like a one turn sweep and I'm looking at it and I'm like it lasts like a minute and a half and they're just throwing everything out in 2.5 seconds.
Pendulums, and
Bro,
XYZ summonings.
I have no idea what the fuck that game is. Like
That's because they're
there is
from a
a
series that's
there
after
is
our
a
time.
reason. There's a reason I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's because I have no idea what's going on.
That's because they're from a series that are out of our time. Like the last time I was like in the Yu-Gi-Oh before I dropped it was 5D. I was 5Ds. It felt like the Yu-Gi-Oh was always evolving with like five when they got to like from GX to 5Ds. Then like Zexal came, and I wasn't even like following Yu-Gi-Oh like crazy at that point. I just knew when I saw Zexal and I saw the design, like what the fuck is this? I can't even lie. I was like, what is this? Because I thought it was like too kiddie at the time. I didn't want to watch it. Like, ooh, this is not my Yu-Gi-Oh. And I mean, I heard Zex was really good, but the other stuff, Arc V was pretty trash.
Zexal,
But
not my Yu-Gi-Oh.
is that's how I thought about it because it just felt like I don't know. It felt like if you look at, and that's why I say it feel like more because it's a show. It is a shonen. You gotta think of Yu-Gi-Oh like this, like when you're reading or watching it. Yu-Gi-Oh is a shonen battle manga or anime, but the power system is the cards. That's what it is. And that's how the story is written. When you look at it like that, it actually like it's different from like a card battling
It's
anime.
in
I
the heart
feel.
of the cards, dude.
Especially 5D, it's just 5D story. Yu-Gi-Oh GX season 3, just Yu-Gi-Oh GX in general, and then Yu-Gi-Oh's original story, especially with the Battle City arc and Dawn the Duel or was Millennium World arc. Like that was really awesome and different,
I
and
think
it just made it look cool.
the last cards that I remember having, like the latest ones, were like the Elemental Heroes. Like I used Elemental Hero Bubble Man
That's
a
GX, yeah,
ton. That was like the last ones I had.
yeah. That's GX. That one, those were good.
I have no idea what the fuck happened. I know my Pokemon cards I gave them. This is before Pokemon cards got big. I gave them to my little cousins. So I know what happened to those, but I honestly could not tell you what happened to my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I feel like I just threw them away. I don't remember. It
You
has
know,
been so long.
it's kind of funny because I got a Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon at the same time because I mean, as much people gas of black and white, a lot. I'm not gonna like cap to you, man. When it came out, I was not interested in Pokemon because I saw the anime and I was like, "Where the fuck is Brock? Where's Dawn? Where's Brock? Where's Brock specifically?" That was Brock was the last straw for me, and I saw the new people. I was like, I don't care about this. And apparently, the black and white season was trash anyway. Apparently, according to Pokemon fans, and I didn't get back to X and Y uh, with it. And then Yu Gi Oh, I just had to like wait till I feel like reading the manga fully to get back into it. And I watched 5Ds all the way again. It's peak fiction. So
I don't think I ever actually watched the Yu-Gi-Oh anime. I think I may have seen like an episode or two spread out here and there in GX. That's about it.
I saw 4K stuff, but never went to much. But
yeah, it makes me mad because like 4Kids, like the actors, I feel, or most of the actors, besides like some of the side characters, because some of them sound like the stereotypical Saturday morning cartoon villain. Well, a lot of the actors are really good for the characters, uh, and stuff. And just translation is obviously fucking 4Kids translation, and it's bad. I mean, it's still like the thing. It was
Wow, shocking. 4Kids translations are
look,
bad?
I got a hot take.
Shocking.
I got a hot take. We can say this for the next podcast if I remember. But I got a hot take for like the 4Kids stuff. Here's my thing. Everyone's like, ew, 4Kids nowadays. All right, I know everyone's like that. But I'm gonna be real with you. As a kid, like, I don't lie. I know most niggas did not sit here and we're sitting here like fucking man, this is not no, it's not the original translation. No, we were hyped. Okay, I was hyped to see the next Yu-Gi-Oh episode. I was hyped to see TMNT. I was hyped to see
Jay,
Sonic X.
that's like
No one
saying,
cared.
Jay, that's like saying as a kid when you watched fucking Blue's Clues, you were excited to see Blue find
Don't
that
you
next
shit on
clue.
Blue's Clues.
No,
Don't you dare shit on
I'm
Blue's
not. I love Blue's Clues as a kid. But what I'm saying is that like it's the same thing. It's like of course this is gonna look better as a kid, but then as an
My
adult you're
thing
like,
is
yeah,
people
no,
act
that was
like
garbage.
my thing. Here's my thing. I'm not like I guess to say. I'm trying to say is that like they had their place, and they like. I mean, they did a good job for that. I mean, yes, it's butcher like anime. Like looking back on it, but like people act like it was always horrible. No one watched. Like no, your ass was on the TV screen watching this shit. You were getting hype. You were buying the cards. You were doing all this stuff. To this day, there are people that don't want to watch the sub Yu-Gi-Oh because they want to listen to dub actors, and it's how it is. I know One Piece has like the worst of it. That was like, the most noticeable one, but and it kind of made it shit to a lot of people. But like, I mean, for the most part, they kept a lot of the main action there, and people still. I mean, it was as a kid, you just got hyped. I mean, I was hooked as a kid. It made me hyped for the show. I can't like sit here and get all mad at 4Kids because it wasn't for them. Show just wouldn't be here. And I know people wanted to be adult, but the thing about it was just that especially for a show like Yu-Gi-Oh, like imagine trying to pitch that to adults one at a time, like uncensored. Like they're not gonna do that. It's a fucking kids card game show. They're not gonna fucking like it's not gonna work well. They did that with Case Closed, and Case Closed failed, so we only got like 130 episodes dubbed. So and they did it with other shows too. They had like some adult themes because it was no adults gonna watch that shit. But as kids, we were hyped on. We were hooked. We were hyped on it, and I respect 4Kids for that. But that's for like another whole episode.
well, I don't know about respecting 4Kids, but
OMG! I just saw what. That's a roast coming.
All
That's
right.
next episode.
Well, yeah, I think we're about done here though. Good stuff. Had a full on anime discussion though. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
crazy that we can actually have an anime discussion because we are so wildly different in our anime tastes. Or at least I
That's
am.
what I like.
I'd say Mitchell and Jay are pretty decently similar. Like, I mean, y'all have your own things, but
Oh,
you have a
I
lot of
wouldn't
crossover.
necessarily say that that's
You
the
have a
case.
lot of crossover, I
I think
think.
there's crossover, but I don't think that is 1-to-1.
Here's my thing. I am more of a shonen. I'm more of a meathead for a lot of shit. That's why I
Jay, you are a
like
meathead.
super
Thank you for
robot
admitting
shows,
it.
shonen shit. I am. I mean, I still want good storytelling, but I'm more of a meathead, and I want like the happy story. I want like the action heavy, happy story. Like, I don't want no fucking like uh doom and gloom shit all the time. Like these other two fuckers in here do.
I don't.
What?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
I'm saying I don't. Not you
It's
two.
re-
Not you.
I just read Vinland Saga and liked it. That's a whole story about pacifism. I'm not
I
like,
literally read Slice of Life, which is made
No,
to
I'm
be
saying that
happy-go-lucky.
No, okay, I'm not like see. That's what I mean. I'm not like I won't like the action, for the most part. But that's what I'm trying to say. I should have worded it better. But that's what I'm trying to say. That,
You
like,
say
I'm
you
more
acted
into
like we
reading.
fucking like to suffer. Like, what the fuck, Jay?
I'm not. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about Mitchell and Brian.
that's
Brian,
way more accurate to Brian. Okay,
that's what I'm
I'm not
saying.
like
That's
that.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not.
I'm not like that fucking obsessed with like dark stories or anything. I mean, I'm fine with dark stories. I'm okay with dark stories, but like I'm okay with like some.
I'm okay with them too.
I just prefer. I have a preference for how some of that shit works. Okay, there's more nuance than just I like doom and gloom shit. Okay.
I mean, I mean, there's a general term, which I didn't mean to offend you. I didn't
Well,
mean to offend you, but I was just trying
too
to say
bad.
that.
Cat's out of the bag.
Too
Jay.
bad you've
Like,
offended Mitchell.
oops.
He'll never forgive you now.
I've been offended.
I'm
Exactly.
sorry. I meant to just say like that's kind of
Yeah.
like I like the the showness, like that's why I can read stuff like Shaman King today and stuff like that and look at the tropes and like it or look at these super robot shows and still get hype and like it because of that, because I'm like more into that type of stuff. And Noah, you're into your it's not that I don't like slice life show. I like them when they're comedy based, like Ranma or
Look,
School
I
Rumble.
just like
And they have like a
relaxing
story
shit.
to it, good
I like
story
to
to it.
just I like to put on a book and just read it and be relaxed. And maybe I'll do a little bit of something else here and there, but I just like the relaxing, nature of slice of life. I can't help it. It's what it is.
There's some stuff like Clannad. Like I'm not watching that trash. I'm sorry.
What? Hold, I'm sorry?
Let's not get.
We're not
let's
we're
get
not doing
episode
this.
to go
No,
off for another
we're
50
we're
minutes.
we're done. No, we're
We
not
could
doing
have
that.
anime.
All right.
debate
Point is,
later.
Mitchell and Jay have beef. Jay and I are gonna have beef next episode. This is gonna be fantastic.
I
Can't
thought
wait
we
for
already
that.
had anime beef.
No, we always have beef all the time. Anyways, thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Check us out in the description and all the stuff, and we'll see y'all next time.
These nuts.
Uh,